Hi, welcome to today's Yin Vin flow. For today's practice, you're gonna want 2 blocks, a bolster or a pillow from your bed works just fine, and you're gonna wanna be close to a wall. We're gonna be starting in legs up the wall. So let's get started. Head over towards the wall and bringing either of your hips up towards the edge. Slowly lower your upper body down onto forearms and then legs extend up. Give yourself some time here. Doing that fancy little scooch, bringing your hips as close to the wall as feels good. Arms can rest on belly. Maybe palms are facing up, arms out towards the side, or even hands behind the back of the head like you're reclining at the beach. Whatever feels best for you. Give yourself a few rounds of breath and then settle in, eyes soft or closed, focusing on your breathing. Start to bring your awareness back to your breath. As you're ready, start to wiggle your toes just a bit, almost like you're waking up out of Shavasana. And then bringing a slight bend to your knees, soles of the feet compress into the wall, and lowering down, turning away from the wall back to our mat. Beautiful. Staying in this reclined position here. Soles of the feet press into the mat, knees up towards the sky. And then extend your right leg long, pausing here, just roll out the ankle for a moment. Then right ankle rests over left knee, reclined figure four. Focusing here on that outer hip part of our body. So activating your right knee away from your body. You are welcome to stay right here or lift into reclined shoelace. So sliding your knees so they cross over each other. Right hand finds left ankle, left hand finds right ankle. Again, focusing on whichever pose feels best for you today. Reminding ourselves in these yin shapes, we're holding at about 70% of our edge. So not pushing to find the most intense expression of the pose that you can hold, but finding that 70%, that's where we get the benefits here. Give yourself a few moments to adjust, try things out, and settle in as feels good. Give yourself 3 more rounds of breath here. When that feels complete, releasing your grip, soles of the feet come back to the mat, unwinding those legs. Arms can be out at a T or a cactus shape. Just some gentle windshield wipers side to side. Feeling your hips, your low back roll across the mat. And then pause in stillness, knees pointed up towards the sky once more. Preparing for the other side. Left leg extends, roll out the ankle just a bit here, little movement. Then bend your left knee, rest left ankle over right knee. Reclined figure four, pausing here first. Activate that left knee away from the body. Check in here. You are welcome to stay right here, even if you took reclined shoelace on the other side. It doesn't have to match. If you'd like to try reclined shoelace, sliding your legs so knees stack over the other, right hand to that left ankle, left hand to your right ankle. And you might be grabbing along the blade edge of the foot or up towards the shin area. Really whatever is accessible to you, keeping in mind that 70%. 3 more rounds of breath right where you are. When that's complete, releasing any grip you have, unwinding the legs. Arms are at that cactus or a T shape. Allow your knees to fall side to side, windshield wipers. You can keep going with this if it feels good, or hug knees into your chest, really pressing that low back into the mat. You might still gently rock side to side, just whatever movement feels good. And then taking your time, make your way up to a seated position. For caterpillar or seated forward fold in our other practices, you can bring a generous bend to your knees here. Maybe you have that bolster under your knees, and then just hinging forward as far as feels good. We're not forcing ourselves to really pull ourselves forward here, just allowing the head to hang heavy. Slight tuck of the chin towards the chest. Settle in. Give yourself a few rounds of breath right here. Check back in with your breath. Give yourself a few moments here. When you're ready, walk your hands in to lift your upper body out of the shape and make your way to an easy seat. You might take that same bolster here, just right under your hips. So you're seated on the edge of the bolster, whichever leg you prefer in front. Hands can rest on the knees. Eyes softer closed. Gently squeeze your shoulder blades together. First, just grounding down through the sit bones. Crown of the head lifts. Long, straight spine. Give yourself a few rounds of breath here. Noticing if you can deepen your breath. Inhaling to fill all the way up so the belly expands, rib cage expands, even up by your collarbones expands. Then as you release, pressing out all of that air, making way for new, fresh air to come in. Few rounds of breath, deep and slow here. You can continue with that deeper breathing if it feels good, or settle back into your natural rhythm. When you're ready, right ear drops towards right shoulder, stretching out the left side of the neck. Maybe your left fingertips reach towards the floor. Adjusting your chin here however you need to. Give yourself a few rounds of breath in stillness. Wait for your next inhale. Drop your gaze down towards your lap, stretching out the back of the neck, and then left ear towards left shoulder. Right fingertips might extend towards the floor, stretching out the right side of the neck. Breathe here. Next, inhale, gaze down towards your lap, stretch out the back of the neck, rock right ear towards right shoulder. Continue with that pattern. Inhales, drop your gaze down. Exhale, rolling one ear towards one shoulder. Give yourself a few rounds. Of course, you know if there's anywhere that it feels like you want to spend a little extra time, give yourself some time there. Evening out on either side. We'll meet gaze down towards the lap. Inhale, look all the way up towards the sky, stretching out the front of the throat. Exhale, come back to center, neck at neutral. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, right hand outside of the right hip, left arm overhead, side stretch. Give yourself a full breath here, continuing to root down through that left hip. Next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, other side. Full round of breath. Right arm reaches, right hip stays anchored. Inhale, back to center. We'll do that once more. Right hand outside of right hip, left arm overhead, creating that space between the ribs. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale to center. Exhale, hands come to the lap. Then make your way to a tabletop position. You can scooch that bolster out of the way, bringing your blocks within reaching distance. Hands under your shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale to drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. A few cat-cows here. Now this is a shape we return to often in yoga practices. So still just being intentional here, noticing where you feel that movement coming from your body. Really pressing away from the mat in your cat stretches. Really lifting your tailbone and your chest on your cow stretches. Chest, I guess crown of the head more so. One more round wherever you are. And then return to neutral. Crown of the head reaches forward, so you've got a long back of the neck. Right leg extends long behind you. Right foot between your hands, low lunge. Inhale, lift your fingertips. Engaging the core and glutes here first. I like to start here. And then as you're ready, hands come down towards the mat, bringing those blocks with you. Sink back for half splits. So right heel presses into the mat, toe towards the sky. Adjusting the blocks to whatever height feels good to keep your spine long. Adjusting the placement of the blocks here, really lengthening the spine. Then we'll start to move with the breath. Inhale, plant the front foot, rock forward, maybe pressing your hips forward. Exhale, sink back, half splits. Continuing at your pace of breath. Of course, spending any extra time where it feels good. I've had a few people ask me if your back toes need to be tucked in half splits. Not at all. It's totally a yogi's choice. Just makes me feel a little more stable. But in some bodies, it feels a little too intense for that plantar stretch. So listen to your body. Pausing next time you come back to your lunge. Maybe hips press forward. Then hands to the mat. Return to tabletop. Cat-cow between sides. Inhale to drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin. Back to neutral, crown of the head reaches forward. Left leg extends long behind you. Left foot between your hands, lunge. Again, starting here, 90-90, engage the core, engage the glutes. Then hands come down towards the blocks. Sinking back for half splits on this side. Adjusting as you need to. Bodies are different side to side. Nice long spine as your heart pulls towards your toes. Breathe here. As you're ready, you'll start to move with your breath. Front foot plants, arms lift, maybe hips press forward. Sink back for your half splits. Inhales to rock forward. Exhales to sink back. Give yourself a few rounds here, working at your pace. I'm trying a different hairstyle today, and my little baby hairs keep getting in my face. And I hear my mom from 7th grade being like, get your hair out of your face. So apologies if I'm touching my face a lot. Mom. Next round of breath, pause when you're in that lunge. Hands come back to the mat. Can take the blocks out of your way here, just off to the side. Another cat-cow between sides. Inhale, drop the belly, lift your tailbone, heart lifts. Exhale, round the spine, really pressing away, shoulder blades slide away from each other. Back to neutral. Walk your hands forward about a handprint, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Inhale here in down dog. Exhale in down dog. Inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale for half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, another half sun. Inhale, arms reach up, maybe look up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold, hang heavy. Inhale, half lift, pause here. Try bringing your hands up towards your thighs, even if you typically have them on your shins. Squeezing the shoulder blades, flat back. Next, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, root through the feet, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center, adding on. Inhale, reach up, maybe look up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, hang heavy. Inhale, half lift, strong flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back to plank. Inhale here and plank on toes or knees. Exhale all the way to the mat. Elbows graze the ribs, untuck the toes, take your feet wide. Inhale, lift your heart for cobra. Elbows hug the side body. Exhale, back to the mat. Inhale, press up to your plank, toes or knees. Exhale for downward facing dog or tabletop or child's pose. About 5 rounds of breath, listening to your body here. So just checking in, noticing, reminding ourselves this is as much a part of the practice as any of that physical movement. What is my body looking for today? It's definitely a learned skill. So try something out. You can always change your mind. If you're not in down dog, using your next round of breath to make your way there. Inhale, generous bend to the knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale for a half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, hang heavy. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, hips sink down and back for chair. Weight is in your heels, arms frame the face. Arms can stay extended for a bit of a shoulder challenge or come to heart center. Shift your weight towards your left foot. Right foot steps behind you for crescent, then lower the back knee, low lunge. Left hand grabs right wrist. Side stretch towards the left. Right hip stays anchored down. Space between the ribs on the right side of the body. Inhale, come back to center. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee for crescent. Hands come back by your hips, airplane arms, hinge forward. Returning to that strong flat back. Give yourself 3 rounds of breath here. Long line of diagonal energy, crown of the head reaches forward. Next breath, press into your front foot, lifting into warrior 3. Back toes are flexed wherever they are. Crown of the head reaches forward. Next breath, bend into your front knee, return to crescent. Step forward to chair, keeping those hips low. Other side, right foot roots down, left foot becomes light. Left foot steps behind you. Back toes can be tucked or untucked and lower the back knee. Right hand grabs left wrist. Side stretch towards the right. Left hip stays anchored down, creating space between the ribs on that left side of the body. Next breath, arms come to frame the face. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee for crescent. Hands come back by your hips, palms face forward. Hinge forward like you're ready to rocket forward, I guess. Strong back, squeezing the triceps. Give yourself another round of breath here. Inhale, press into the front foot, back foot lifts, warrior 3. Rooting through that standing leg. Back toes might extend long behind you or hover just above the mat. Wherever they are, they're flexed. Next breath, bend into your front knee, return to crescent. Hips stay low, return to chair. Inhale here. Exhale, press into your heels, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Inhale, reach up, maybe look up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, returning to Tadasana. Interlace all your fingers except for pointer finger. Side stretch towards the right, hips towards the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale to center, one more round. Exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Inhale to center, hands come down to heart center, prayer hands. Right foot becomes light, lifts off the mat, flexing the toes. And then on an exhale, right leg extends long behind you. Crown of the head reaches forward, warrior 3. Breathe here. Inhale, return to standing balance, keeping that right foot lifted. Give ourselves another round. Exhale, right leg extends long behind you. Crown of the head reaches forward. This time, hands find the blocks or mat. Standing splits, nose points towards your knee, back heel lifts. Again, we don't care if we don't look anything like the actual splits. We're focusing on a heavy upper body. Toes pointing down towards the mat. It's easy for them to want to point off towards the side. Give yourself another breath here. Right foot comes to meet left, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, release. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arm reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lengthen your upper body, arms lift. Interlace all your fingers except for pointer fingers, side stretch towards the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, side stretch to the right, another round. Inhale through center. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale through center. Exhale, side stretch. Inhale, bring hands back to heart center, prayer hands. Shift your weight towards your right foot, left foot becomes light. Flexing the toes, 90-degree bend. Use your breath. Extend left leg long behind you. Warrior 3, finding that nice flat back. Crown of the head reaches forward. Inhale, hinge forward, standing balance. Another round. Exhale, extend that leg long behind you. Crown of the head reaches forward. Inhale here. Exhale, this time hands to the mat. Standing splits, nose points towards your knee. Back toes dialed down towards the mat. Upper body is nice and heavy. Back heels lifting just as high as is available. But that's not our top priority here. Giving yourself another breath. Left foot comes to meet right, standing forward folds. Inhale for a half lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back to plank position. Inhale and plank. Exhale for chaturanga or the mat. Inhale for up dog or cobra. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Inhale, sweep right leg towards the sky. Exhale, pigeon. Right knee comes towards your right wrist. Then lay your shin down on the mat. Untuck your back toes, lower the back knee. Breathe here. Now you can stay right here, or you can bring a block, resting your forearms down here. Some bodies it's available just to totally lie flat. If that's your body, go for it. Finding whatever version of sleeping pigeon allows you to soften into the pose the most. Just a few rounds of breath. Breathe wherever you need to be. Taking your time as you come out of this. Inhale to lift your upper body, palms press into the mat if they aren't already there. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, activating your back body. Then step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep left leg towards the sky. Exhale, left knee towards left wrist. Lay that shin down on the mat. Lower the back knee, untuck the back toes. You might scoot your left ankle forward a bit, just if it feels good. And then as you're ready, lower down to your expression of pigeon on this side. Say it all the time, but bodies are different side to side. Pigeon is one of those poses you might notice it a bit more. So just honoring what works for this side of your body. One more breath. Again, nice and slow as we come out, pressing into your palms first to lift your upper body. Back toes tuck, activate the back leg. Then step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels high off the mat. Exhale, bring knees to the mat, hips sink back, child's pose. Arms wherever feels comfortable. Maybe you continue to inch your fingertips forward, stretching out the side body. Or create a little pillow here, resting your forehead on the back of your hands, elbows out towards the side. Breathe here. Next breath, pressing yourself out of that shape, lift your upper body. Legs extend long in front of you. Right leg stays extended long, and then left sole of the foot presses into that right thigh. Starting with Janu Shasana. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward, fold forward. Starting with a forward fold of this version. So your heart is pulling towards your thighs. Hands can rest wherever feels comfortable along the leg. Breathe here. If you'd like to incorporate a bit of a twist, hands can come to the outer edge, the blade edge of that foot, or press your hands just onto the mat, the floor on the outside of that right leg. Finding a bit of a twist here. You might feel a little extra space along that left side of your low back. Right towards the top of my hip bone tends to be where I feel that. If it causes any zinging or pinching, returning to that straight on Janu Shasana. But if it's available, really breathing into the twist, almost lifting your left shoulder so your heart can pull forward. Breathe here. Next breath, walk your hands back in towards your body, lifting the upper body. Switch out your legs. Left leg extends long, right sole of the foot into that left thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge forward, fold forward. Again, pausing here first. Heart pulls towards your thigh. Head hangs heavy. Upper body is nice and soft. You are welcome to stay here or trying that twist on this side. Hands can come to the blade edge of that foot or resting outside on the mat, on the floor. Whatever allows you to access the twist. Right shoulder lifts just a bit as your heart pulls forward. I'd say not even forward. It's almost like it's pulling towards that bent knee. Breathe here. Wherever you are, next breath, release, lifting your upper body out of the shape. Soles of the feet come to the mat, lowering down for a broken bridge. Here for just a moment. Knees hug into your chest. Hands resting anywhere along the shins. Bring the soles of your feet together. A little different version of happy baby, almost like a floating butterfly here. Breathe here for about 3 rounds of breath. When that's complete, knees come back together, hugging the knees into your chest. Tight little yogi hug, forehead up towards your knees. And then extend into Shavasana. Legs extend long, arms hang heavy, allowing your body to take up space here. Allow your body to soften here. Your only job is to focus on your breath. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Body can remain still. If it feels good and is available to you today, you are more than welcome to stay in this place of rest. If it's time to close out your practice, start with gentle movement. You can rock your head side to side, wiggle your fingers and toes. And as you're ready, make your way to a fetal position on either side. Pausing for a moment, feeling the floor beneath you. And as you're ready, press up to a comfortable, easy seat. Eyes stay soft or closed, feeling into these last few moments of practice for some gratitude. You showed up today, honored your body with movement and with rest, allowing that importance to sink in. We'll close with a collective breath. You can exhale to prepare. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, draw your hands back to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for being part of this rad community. I hope you have a wonderful day.